It's kind of fitting that we're here to sign these bills, and especially 3 of the 4, which are public safety related. And as today I'm interviewing 4 judge candidates for Superior Court bench. That's something that I've made sure that I've done every time as the Judicial Council has set forward judge candidates. I've interviewed them before selecting, and just as I've taken time with those judicial selections, bills like the Senate Bill 64, the Omnibus Crime Bill, has taken a lot of time and effort by this legislature and by our administration, and I'm pleased to be able to sign it today.
Thank you.
Yeah, I even reread it last night just to double check, and everything still looked good from when you passed it, so it's great. SB 64 is an attempt and a real attempt to reduce recidivism while still maintaining and protecting public safety. And so if you are here for Senate Bill 64, I'm going to ask you to come forward. Would you all come forward, please? And Senator Coghill, why don't you speak to some of the provisions of the bill?
Sure, and I brought a cheat sheet because, as you can see, it touches a lot of different areas in life. But I think you said it very well, that it's an attempt at reducing recidivism for those who can be turned to a more productive life. So this actually takes proven practices like 24/7 program. 24/7 is where you can work if you will report to a UI or breathalyzer test. So what we did was we took a collaborative effort, obviously. Look at all the people that are involved in this. Amory and Jordan Schilling really carried a lot of the gears to it. But we took probation, parole, accountability measures. We looked at some of the risk tools that were there and tried to give better tools. Probably Carmen was helpful in the PACE program probably as much as anybody, but all of us worked on it. So the PACE program is a program that says we'll let you go out on probation, but if you violate it, it's certain, swift, and accountable action. So that actually has its benefit and is proven out in so many places. We put together a fund, a recidivism fund, and so we have 2 commissioners that get to work with that, a commissioner of Health and Social Services and a commissioner of Department of Corrections. And this will allow for those who are getting out to have something available for services so that once they get out of jail, they're not just on the street with no direction. So I think this is going to help with that direction. Probably something I've been working on for a lot of years is to change the felony threshold. I think in 1967 we set it at $500. The value of goods and things have gone up significantly, so it got bumped up to about $750. And it's still, it will probably keep people on felonies, but if they do, for example, more than one of those $750, they go right into the felony world, which then engages a whole different system within our justice system. It's a huge deal. There were several things that were added to the bill, like credit for time served during treatment, kind of born out of a court case. This allows people to get some credit for some treatment issues that are outside of the jail. In order to get credit for being in jail, you got to be in jail. This allowed a little flexibility for some programs. So the post-traumatic stress syndrome is a mitigating effect that we put in here. And probably one of the more significant, hi Fred, Senator Dyson, who is also a significant part of this. Electronic monitoring helps us, for those who can be productive, to be outside of the jail walls and still be accountable. Probably some of the provisions in here that we've worked on, will continue to work on, is how to allow people to be as productive as they possibly can be while being accountable for things that they have done to the state. So we want people that we're afraid of and who are unsafe in public in jail. Those who can be productive and actually pay restitution, be productive, and be good employees, let's let them do it. So that's kind of the gist of this. And the cost of keeping them in jail is much higher than the cost of these accountability measures. So I think we're going to save a little bit of money. We'll keep everybody a little safer because of the constant accountability. It's going to take some work. It's going to take work. And as you can see, it took a lot of work to put this together. We're all invested in this. It's about Alaska. It's about keeping the people safe, but also allowing people to be productive. So Thank you all for all the work, especially Jordan and Amory. But I think we pushed the department. Obviously, we pushed your whole administration, but it was also a collaborative effort. For everybody in Alaska, I think it's going to be a little better turn for Alaska. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Commissioner Schmidt, want to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Governor. Just quickly, like the Senator said, these are practices that have worked in other places. As the Department of Corrections has built its program plan, our rule of operation was that they work somewhere else first. We didn't invent the wheel. And so all these strategies, the PACE model, the 24/7 model, the electronic monitoring model, not only do they have numbers that have worked in other places, but we've implemented them here in a much smaller level than what we're about to. And we've been tracking for several years, and the numbers look good as well. They work here just like we expected that they would from wherever they were born and developed originally. So we're looking forward to working collaboratively with the other departments, with the legislature, on getting this all these pieces put together and implemented. And we've seen reductions in recidivism as a result, and we expect to see more of the same. So thank you.
And it's a really warm time in here, but I do, so I can't allow everybody to speak for 5 minutes here, and I'm not going to let you suffer through that. But Gloria, would you just come up and, I know you just choked. She didn't know I was going to call on her. But why don't you speak to what you see from the community perspective, how this SB 64 benefits?
I really believe that this bill gives the community many more opportunities as it relates to individuals who either are incarcerated or coming off the streets. It's an opportunity to pave a different pathway. For example, we worked with the Senator's office as a result of our Sean Loop program, and what we've learned there and how we can work with people so that they can have real life opportunities. I think this just is an additional tool.
Thank you. Thanks, Gloria. You have a bill for me? Okay. Thanks. We're going to do this a little different. So, SB 64, come on in closer, Ben.
Make sure this works.
So, July 16, 2014. Now the real work begins.
Yes, that is for sure, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Senator.